Good morning, everybody. Mia is right here bugging me. Um, so let me get finished setting up here. Don't know how many people are going to be here this morning, but thought I would pop in anyway and just see what is going on in your lives. I think most of you um, may have seen my video from midnight last night when I got that Viking cruise ship downbound. It turned out pretty well. There was another drone in the area at the time. Luckily, for the most part, he was flying higher than I was, so we didn't conflict. But don't know who it was or where it was or what his video looks like, if he did video. But yeah, you always got to be careful when you're out flying and make sure that you don't run into anybody else or anybody else runs into you. My co-host Paul Hodges has been very busy. The signs and flying real estate has really taken off for him, which I'm glad for. But it also limits his time, and it makes it difficult for him because he's totally drained. I know he went and drove bus this morning, and probably on his way to Tim Hortons, and he's got some signs to do. He may check in with us. We'll see from his cell phone. So we'll just have to wait and see. The weather has turned much warmer here. Last night it was really kind of pleasurable down there flying along the St. Clair River. As the world starts to wake up, I know that the working world probably woke up much earlier and off to work and doing their thing. But we'll see. Yeah, I did updates yesterday on the Autel Nano Plus, and it did seem to fly a lot better. But like I say, one flight doesn't tell the whole story, but it did seem to be more responsive and flies a little bit smoother. The only place that it didn't is the speed thing. There was a little bit of a southeast wind, not much, but a little bit. And when I went down along the side of the ship to try and go around the front, I had full sticks and it was kind of touch and go. Not that I got close to it, but I just couldn't get the momentum up to just do my normal just flight around the bow. Other than that, though, it flew well and I was very happy with it. Hey, Mike is first. AZ sleeping. Yeah, it could be. But yeah, so it turned out fairly well. The flight this morning, just about 12:30 this morning. Maybe a little after 12. And Lynn came down and joined me. She had her camera and she was videotaping with her camera, and she had the iPad going and she was watching what was going on. Flying with Stan, good morning, good morning. Yeah, I don't know how many people are going to show or what's going to go, or but we're here. I didn't get to sleep last night until about 3 o'clock-ish. Because by the time I got done flying that, coming home, editing it, and posting it, it was about 3 o'clock. So I am a little bit drained, not bad, but a little bit. Flying with Stan, how are you doing? Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people probably going to be buying the Mini 3. And I'm guessing the package with the little dinky smart controller is not as bright as the smart controller is. That's why they don't call it a smart controller, but it's only got 800 nits, but still that's pretty good. I think in the US the price is 906, 907, something like that for that. The interesting thing DJI did do though was all of the packages are add-ons. In other words, like if you want the Fly More kit, that's another $189. If you want the extra batteries, they're another $110 each. They're going to have high-end batteries that are going to take it from 33 minutes of flight time up to 45 or more of flight time. Of course, who knows if that's for real. Yeah, the Air 2S still is my go-to drone. It's just that the Nano Plus for nighttime flying or low light flying is my backup that I flew last night with the ship downbound at midnight. So, hey, Miss Southern Belle, how are you doing this morning? But yeah, there's going to be a lot of videos up, I'm sure, of different people that are going to demonstrate and show the Mini 3 in all its glory. And it'll be interesting to see if there's any prevailing, there's glitches in everything, but, if more than one person has the same issues, it'll be interesting to see. I know that a lot of people are looking at it that probably were not interested at one point. And the Mini 3 is, if it is everything that they have promoted it as, we should do very well. I'm going to screen share for you folks. Before I do that, let me go over here and go here, and that'll allow me on this computer to see the chat while I'm screen sharing. One thing a lot of you probably don't know is when you screen share, I lose the chat because I have to go to another channel. So let's screen share. Let's go here, here, here. You guys should be seeing this. And there's the two different batteries. 47 minutes is the bigger battery. 34 minutes is the regular standard battery. And here is a little bit of video, supposedly unretouched, but I don't know if I believe that or not. There's a fellow doing a sunset over top of it. Looks like Los Angeles. There's the camera that's in there. A 4K HDR video. In follow me mode, I would imagine. And it does have air pass so that it can go by. There's the package I would imagine is going to sell the most, is the one with that loaded. That package right there is the and it's got these. This does not come with it. This does not come with it. When you buy it, you get the two, then you can add these packages to it. But if you want just that with the standard controller, $749, $759. I'm going to see what it is offering, and okay. I'm going to screen share one more time so we can get this out of the way right in the beginning. Okay, here it is, the different packages. The 669 one is just the RC, just the drone, no controller, 669. This is the one I think is probably going to be the most popular because it includes the new DJI RC, which has the screen on it. And with the DJI Fly app installed and a built-in 5.5-inch HD display for crisp viewing even in direct sunlight. That's the one I think that's probably going to be the most popular. However, if you want to use the standard controller with it, $759. Hey, Justin's here.
Yeah,
Hey, Justin, how's it going?
good. On the road.
Is it a bit warm down there, Justin?
Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. My car says 73, so it doesn't feel that hot.
Well, that should be comfortable if it holds for you for a while.
Yeah, it's still kind of early though. It'll heat up in the afternoon time.
Oh, I'm sure.
It'll be up in the. I guarantee it'll be in the mid 80s by 12, 1 o'clock. Where's Hodges at? Working?
Well, he's got, his business as far as his sign business and his aerial real estate is really taken off. I talked to him and then an hour or two later, I talked to him. He's gotten 7 more signs to do. So it's like he's just really busy, and I'm happy for him because that keeps his mind on other things, not on his. He'll always miss Bonnie, but he's just been really, really busy.
Okay.
Well, Mike, I'm glad that you got it. I used the DJI Refresh Care first time in my life I've done any claim. Now I got a brand new drone. Sweet. Well, good for you. I wish that DJI would honor their Care Refresh, or because they can't retrieve any information or data, they're just going to deny me. They've offered me a 20% discount on a future purchase, but I've got 30 days in which to acknowledge that. So,
Did you send them an email back though and tell them you already purchased an Air 2S?
Yep. They says, well, we're sorry, but we can give you 20% discount on the future purchase of another DJI drone.
Well, you could use it on the Mini 3.
Well, that's what I kind of thought about doing, because that would take, 20% off the 906 would take $180 off of there. So to get it down to somewhere around $715, $720.
And honestly, you're going to be the only one that's going to get one that fucking cheap too. So
Yes.
that is a good deal.
Well, I when I got that offer, I emailed them back and said, okay, let me know how to pay and how to proceed, and you can ship it to me direct.
Because honestly, you could.
I could turn around and sell it. Sure.
Right, and make some money if you didn't really want it. Might as well you do that and make some money off of it. Sure. There's plenty of people.
I'm sure that they're gonna stall it off, and then they'll say, "Oh, well, you didn't get back to us in the 30 days." You know how they are.
Well, has the 20% coupon been added to your account already? Or
yeah. It says I have 30 days to get a 20% discount on, but I'm not going to go ahead and just order something and then all of a sudden the 20% discount is lost in paperwork somewhere.
Right. If anything, just email them, tell them you want the coupon added to your account. Because they should be able to add like a digital coupon or something to your account.
I got a response to my telling them to let me know how to proceed. Thank you for getting back to us. We also want to help with the case as much as we can. For your case, we have consulted with our advanced department. And if you indeed do not want to purchase a DJI Air 2S again and want to take the DJI Mini 3 Pro, we can make an exception for you and meet your request. We will send you a 20% off coupon code for the product below in 3 working days. Then you can place an order with the coupon code on DJI online store and ship the product to your address in the United States. So they're going to allow me to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Either take advantage of getting the Mini 3 that cheap, or take advantage of reselling it. I mean, either way, you're going to make out.
Yeah. The only problem is that it'll pretty much drain my accounts for the month, and I don't get paid my retirement money until the 25th of the month. So.
Right.
But,
Well, I mean, you have 30 days from the time they send it to you, though. So.
Yeah, I would think.
So, just email. I would email them back real quick and just say, "Well, is it 30 days from the time I receive the code?"
Well, I will try and shuffle some things around, and then maybe maybe then I can just do it outright and get it over with, because it'd be bad if they got a hold of my money and then they says, okay, well, it's going to ship in 90 days. No.
Right. Well, like I said, even if either way, man, that drone's so wanted right now that even in a month or two, you wouldn't have an issue selling it.
Yeah.
Especially if it was unopened too, and you just decided you didn't want to keep it. Because as long as you don't turn that drone on, man, somebody else can buy it, put that camera fresh on it.
Sure.
Even a month or two from now.
But you know what the problem's going to be, Justin? You know it, I know it. I get that box in hand, and I'd like to know exactly how it flies, how it does, what it will do, what it won't do. And I'll be tempted.
Well, I mean,
I don't think it could sit on your desk, could it?
I mean, no, but I'm saying, like, either way, you could sell it and get the money back that you paid for it, regardless.
Oh, yeah. I think I could sell it even if I opened it and flew it a couple of times,
Oh, yeah. People would still buy it up.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they're probably going to be a little difficult to get a hold of for the next month or so until they start getting, get them. It depends on how many DJI got ready to ship out.
Good morning, Filipinas here. Filipina British Ice Story.
Interesting name.
Has joined the chat. She's got a lot of. She's got 1.7K. Healthy living type things. Yeah, I just subscribed to her just because if she was nice enough to pop in, then I'm going to be nice enough to subscribe to her. Yeah, she saw us from, she was a referral from Miss Southern Belle that was in the other day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And the Mrs. Stickley is in the chat too.
Yeah, she likes to listen while she's working.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame her. It's like you can only handle so much listening to the news before you go bonkers,
Well, Sarah likes listening to those crime podcasts, the ones the girls are all into.
Oh, yeah.
She loves those crime podcasts. She listens to those all the time. The ones that always start off the same way. It was a quite quiet town, but then there was murder.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the script almost writes itself,
That's why I said they always start off the same way. They're like, it was a nice quiet town. You didn't have to lock your doors, but then one day there was murder.
Hey, Northeast Drone Productions is in the chat. Matt.
Oh, not that guy.
Yeah, Susan Lee, good morning.
Not that dude. They'll just bring the
Hey,
whole
Matt,
chat
you're
back.
always welcome to join. Just up at the top of the chat, there's the link. Come on in and say hi to your favorite producer. Mr. Stickley is here with me. But yeah, I'm going to try and figure out at some time today how to take advantage of that 20% discount, even though it kind of pisses me off, but in all reality, maybe I shouldn't have been flying that ship when I did.
They
I've
should
never
have just
lost
let.
or never
Well,
had unrecoverable.
they should have just let you use that 20% for whatever you wanted in the DJI store. If you wanted to buy a battery or whatever.
Well, the fact of the matter is, if I can get that Mavic 3 with that new little wannabe smart controller, that's what I'll do.
But I was saying that last night, and I was watching Lone Star UAV Kai's channel,
Yeah.
and they were talking about that. And I really think that DJI now is trying to put a smart controller with every single drone that comes out now, so they can charge more, and they're not going to make them compatible with each other.
Yes.
Just for that reason.
Exactly. And
Because
the exact figure, 20% off of that price, $724.80. No tax, no shipping, all free,
Because I really think that's what DJI is doing. They're doing a money grab. They're like, all right, we're just going to start putting every new drone that comes out, we're just going to put its own smart controller with it.
Right.
It's only compatible with that. And now that it's a smart controller instead of a basic one, they can charge you $200-300 more for it.
Yep.
And I think that's exactly what they're doing, because everybody's like, oh, well, hopefully this new controller will be compatible with this drone and this drone. I don't think it is. I really don't.
TJ Giggles has joined in, and I got an answer to my invite from Matt. Guess what he said? I'm in bed. You couldn't handle my bedroom voice with a smiley face.
Oh, Jesus. In bed watching donkey porn again. He said that's what he said the other day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what they're doing. I don't think we're going to see any more basic controllers with any of these new drones coming out over the next year or two.
Well, I think it's going to be an option. I think you're going to, because if you notice the 3 different options that they had up there, plus all the accessories you could buy optionally, they're selling just the drone. Don't know why they would do that, because a lot of people, I think, have smart controllers and they probably have the other controller laying around. Maybe it works with that. I don't know.
Either that or it will work with the basic controllers that the Air 2 and the Air 2S use.
Exactly. And I've got that brand new Air 2S controller sitting.
Now, how much is the drone by itself?
The drone by itself is $749.
Now, if it's compatible with the Air 2 or the Mini 2 controller, I wouldn't mind buying that.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to ask the question. But I think somebody mentioned that if you already have the controller, that's why they're offering it for $749.
Yeah, but which controller are you saying that you would already have?
I have the square gray one,
Right. Okay, so if it's compatible with that, then that would be awesome, because
yeah, because then it makes it useful, because I fly my Air 2S with the smart controller.
But it's still just fucking to it. Oh man, still getting pricey though.
Yeah, except the deal is if you order that basic, somebody said that the basic one and the one by itself might be delayed in shipping till the end of the month. But I do know DJI doesn't hit your account for the funds until it ships.
That's the downfall, right?
Right, but I would think that's the upside, because they don't tap your account for the money until.
Yeah, but I would rather have it paid for and then just be sitting and waiting than, because you never know. You could have $700 in your account just sitting there waiting for them to take it out. Yeah. And then all of a sudden a bill that you forgot about comes in and takes $200 out, and then you're like,
Well,
And then all of a
that's
sudden,
where you have to probably be a little bit better in control of your finances than I am, because I'm always shuffling and trying to figure out how to make things work on a.
yeah, but that just happens to people sometimes, you know.
Oh
It's just
yeah, definitely, definitely.
not that people are being irresponsible. It's just they'll forget, you know, and all of a sudden,
Right.
you know, $100 bill that they owe will come out, and then all of a sudden DGI will hit your account at the same fucking
But if
time.
I could swing it somehow, I would like to buy that, take advantage of that 20% discount, because the
Well,
average.
why not? Why not just get the drone by itself then, and you use the 20%?
Well, because you can't use your my smart controller with it. You have to use that smart controller with it. And I'm thinking that the difference in price from the 749 to the for with the old gray non-smart controller, the controller, the difference in price 749 for the basic package to the 849, I think, is with the gray, and then 909.
I thought it was 12 something with the smart controller.
No, it's
No,
it's
that's with all the accessories and shit, right?
yes, exactly. You
Also,
start adding up all the extra. In other words, like, let's say you want the Flymore kit. Okay, well then it's so much more for the Flymore kit is I think 189. You get the bag and you get the this and you get the that. And I don't need the bag. I got new bags sitting around here from other drones, you know.
I don't ever use those anyway. I actually gave 3 of them away at the drone meetup last year
Yeah.
as giveaways because I just don't use the DJI bags. Like I buy all hard cases.
Yeah, if I could figure it out, I would. I think I would take advantage of this. And
I just don't feel comfortable with $1,000 drone in a bag like that.
yeah. Oh well. Besides that, what I did is I went and bought a little plastic case that you flip open, and it's all sitting right there for my Autel Nano, and also my Air 2S. It's all right there. You just take it out and fly. You know.
Well, that's the thing is just like when you're traveling and shit, like think about that. If you put your drone under the plane and you take the batteries on board with you and that your drone goes under the plane, if it's in one of those bags, who knows if somebody throws something heavy on it.
Right.
That's what would make me nervous, right? Because some people don't carry their drones on the plane with them. They'll just carry the batteries on with them and then they'll put the drone underneath.
Right.
You know, or in a backpack or something, and then they'll carry the batteries on the plane with them.
Yeah, my Air 2S, I got a really heavy duty, locking hard case, and then on with the Autel Nano, I've got it's a nice little case, but it wouldn't pass the crush test if a car ran over it or anything.
I just laugh when everybody's like, "Oh, get the waterproof cases." I'm like, "What for? If you're not out, like if you're out on the boat like Bill and Ray and stuff, where you're out on the water a lot, it makes sense, right? But if you're somebody that's never near water, what the frick do you need to spend $200 on a waterproof case?
Right, right.
It's just a waste of money. Like a nice, just basic $40 hard case will do. You don't need to go out and spend $200 on an aftermarket case that's waterproof and all that. Like I said, but if you're on a boat a lot, like Bill and Ray are always out on boats all the time, that makes sense because if you have, happen to hit a wave and it splashes up in the boat, your drone's fine.
Well, the one test you never see anybody do, okay, and maybe it's just me, I haven't seen it, is when you lock those tight cases down like I have for the Air 2S, and you throw it out of a boat, will it float?
They're supposed to float, yeah.
Because they would have air in them, but they also would have weight if you've got batteries, drones, and everything in there.
No, they're supposed to float. The real expensive waterproof ones, they're supposed to be able to float.
Yeah, because the case I had, the Air 2, I paid a couple $100 for that,
Yeah, they're not supposed to just sink. They're supposed to be able to float. But yeah, I've never seen, they're probably out there. I just never looked them up because I never bought a waterproof case, but I'm sure there's people that have thrown them in the water and tested them to see if any water got in them or anything like that, or dunked them.
Mike Rennick says that DJI has sold through their initial inventory on the drones. It's getting close to 99%. So if anybody wants to order, do it soon, because they will ship it out like this almost the same day from China, and it's like 2 or 3 days.
DJI just kind of pissed me off with this drone though, because it's like these were supposed to be their budget drones, and I think that the minis should always be a generation behind the rest of them as far as what they can do.
Matt just put in the chat, it saves your batteries and controller from the tears after your drone flies away.
It probably would have helped with your Air 2S that day, huh? Or when I hit the Mini 2 on the light pole. Oh man, I was so pissed off. Like I just went home. I was like, I told Dan, I was like, dude, I don't want to fly no more. I was like, I just want to go. Like we just went back to my house and he dropped me off because I was just so pissed off. Like the best thing you could do if you wreck a drone is just walk away for the day.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get flustered and then you're liable to wreck another one. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's all on your mind, for the first couple of days after you wreck one.
A nice accessory for the drones would be, how, they're all folded up and they're real small like this, and you wear it like a necklace or whatever. And then if you pull the cord, all of a sudden you got a life jacket on. If they had somebody designed something like that you could put around a drone that wouldn't interfere with the camera, put around a drone, and then it would detect if it lost connection and it hovers and it says I'm going to land, all of a sudden it would go poof like that, and it would just, if it was on water, it would float. If it was on land, it would cushion the landing.
Apparently somebody, I want to say somebody designed an airbag system for the Mavic 3. They were talking about it a couple weeks ago. I think Paul Hodges was showing the picture of it. It was some kind of airbag system that deploys when it hits water, and it's supposed to make it float so you can recover.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was, we weren't sure. I remember when me and Hodges were talking about it, we weren't sure if it was actually something that was actually made or if it was just a concept.
Filipina said that, Paul, I just literally bought my DJI Mini, got it yesterday, and I'm excited, and it is so little and handy.
What did she get?
She says she needs to buy a case for it.
Which one did she get?
Which did you get? The Mini 2 or the new Mini 3, Filipina?
Well, there's 4 minis technically because you got the Mini SE.
Yeah.
Because the Mini SE is a little bit different than the Mini 1 because they kind of upgraded it a little bit. They gave it a little bit sturdier body, and I think they upgraded the motors on it from the original Mini. Because that was the problem with the Mini 1 was the motors were just a little underpowered, and it didn't have a really good pitch on it, and that's why it had trouble in the wind. See, like the Mini 2's got a way greater pitch on it, and then it's got the more powerful motors that are almost as powerful as the Air 2 motors. Because it's not but like 4.5 miles an hour slower than the Air 2 and the Air 2S. I'll tell you, the Mini 2 is a beast in the wind, though, man. That thing can handle some wind. I've flown it in some pretty sketchy wind, and it was just fine. Every once in a while, I might have got a little bit of a wind warning, but I just drop it down and zigzag through the wind and come back. I'm curious, though, on the Mini 3, has anybody seen what kind of propeller or props they put on it? Is it the screw-ons like the other minis, or is it?
I think it's a screw-on because one of the pictures showed you had a little tool, a little screwdriver.
Oh, those screwdrivers suck, the ones they give you, because they're so small that sometimes those screws are really tight. You can't even twist it because they're too tiny.
Yep.
I actually have, you saw my really nice little mini screwdriver set.
Right.
Just for that, because those ones will break the lock real easy when they're really stuck in there. Because when they come from the factory, man, those screws are really hard to get out with that little screwdriver when you go to first replace them.
Well, I just went over to Amazon and I pulled up, I was looking at hard cases for the minis. And they got all kinds of them, different prices for different, different, a different quality. For the minis,
I like the Skyread case.
the mini 1, the mini 2, but I don't see any of them say the mini 3 because the body design is different. And I don't know whether it's the same body imprint for the case or if you'd have to do some modifications.
The only thing that I hate is that they didn't allow you to, they should have just kept the mini 2 batteries for the mini 3, but I guess they're just going to try to
right.
Another money grab, right? So let's do different batteries again, which I was real surprised they didn't do that with the Air 2S. I was very surprised.
Filipina bought the, I know you can't read the chat. She bought the Mini SE.
Oh yeah, that's a good little drone. Have fun with that.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with those little minis. Even the mini ones, the mini SEs, there's nothing wrong with them. Granted, they're Wi-Fi, they don't get the best signal, but I mean, you can easily go a half a mile with those things, which is plenty to do a video.
Yeah, Filipina, just remember the number one rule if you haven't flown before. Low, slow, in an open field so that you can get the feel for the controls. Because when that drone gets out away from you, left is left, right is right, up is up, and down and down. But when you get it sideways, if you want it to go away from you, you got to give it right stick, takes it away, left stick brings it toward you. And if you turn it around facing you, left is right, right is left on the sticks. And forward is back and back is forward.
And not to mention those minis, you'll lose them really quick in the air. So the best thing is on the minis is just pay attention to the screen, because if you're trying to watch the drone in the air, you're going to lose it real fast because those things disappear in the air quick.
Definitely, definitely. But low and slow and get to used to your controls before you try and do, like everybody goes and watches the videos, Justin, of these guys chasing cars and going through the woods and all. That takes a lot of time and skill to learn that. Because even the smallest branch, even if it has collision avoidance, the smallest little branch can still bring down a mini drone in a microsecond. And maybe those sensors just didn't see that one.
And definitely get the insurance on that thing, because it's cheap.
Yep.
The insurance is only like, I think, $50 or something for 2 years. Well, American, I don't know how much it is.
It's worth having, even though DJI has the choice of whether they're going to honor the insurance. But yes, do that.
No, definitely get the insurance. No, don't listen to Paul. He's just frustrated.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, Filipina, but it was about a week ago or 10 days ago. I was flying a ship in a heavy fog up underneath the Blue Water Bridge, and all of a sudden I was underneath this span right about here, if you can see my TV, and I lost signal. The ship was between me and lost signal, never recovered. Don't know what happened to it, but what I did recover was to find my drone. And it says that it landed right here in the water. And that's, if you see it, you can see the water's moving down at about 7 miles an hour. So who knows where, by the time it floated to the bottom, which is about 200 feet, it was downriver and probably going on the bottom, might have hung up on something, don't know. Anyway, the point being me telling you that is, DJI could not recover any of the flight logs for it. So therefore they says, well, without flight logs, we don't know if it's a defect in the drone or whether it's pilot error. Or I also had care refresh, which means they're supposed to fix it. You hear about guys flying into walls all the times, and they give them the benefit of the doubt, and they replaced the drone for a nominal fee. Well, they denied me all of that, and I had to buy a replacement. Just the drone body only was $750 plus tax.
Well, you know, it was like Bill was talking though with the flyaway insurance, right? It's not that running into a wall or anything is something that's hard to prove because you have the drone. But when you have the drone go in the water or fly away, you know, they have a lot of times they want those flight records, and that was the issue you ran
Right.
into.
Hey, Matt says, gotta hit the sack. Have a great day, all. Okay, Matt. Thanks for popping in. Doug, how you doing, Doug?
I wonder if Matt's mom went back on the internet or if he's still harassing her with the button.
I still say that's elder abuse myself. Yeah, Filipina. So that's why I say if you're a skilled pilot, but if you're not, and that's for everybody out there, if you're first time going to fly, low, slow, and learn your controls and what it does and doesn't do. And the other interesting thing is I don't care what you're flying, there's a little bit of a delay in what you're seeing, the video coming back to you versus what the drone is actually doing. You know, it could be like a tenth of a second or a second or two. But when you're flying, a second or two is considerable.
Well, the big thing she has to remember too with the insurance stuff too is that if she hits something, she breaks it. As long as she has the drone, there's not going to be an issue with.
As long as it's recoverable. Yep.
Yeah, there's not going to be an issue with the insurance. It's if it flies away or goes in the water, that's when she's going to have, you know, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because then she has to provide flight records, all that.
And you got to remember too, Filipina, your controller supposedly is recording your flight records every time you fly. So.
Well, at least you got that air data thing all figured out for the future. So.
Yeah.
Plus, you just need to make sure whatever device you're using, you have enough memory in there to where you don't have to worry about it not being able to save anything.
Yep, exactly.
So, like, if you're using that smart controller, you need to put the biggest memory card that it can accept in there. If it can take a 50 or 64 gig, you need to put that in there. If it can take 128, I'd probably put that in there. Just that way, you always know you have plenty of memory in there.
Yep.
And then just, you know, keep your video cleared out of there. When you know, after a couple of weeks, go through and clear all your old video out so it keeps the memory nice and full, open, you know.
Doug Paulson said he still misses his Phantom 3. Sounds like another person. Did you sell it, Doug, or did you lose it?
I still want to freaking Inspire. That's bugging the hell out of me.
Well, you know, the interesting part of it is, remember when you could buy a factory refurbed Inspire 1, the whole package and everything for like, I think $1,000, under $1,100. It was $1,000 and some dollars. Of course, then you got tax and everything.
You still can on Drone Nerds.
You can, but the price is up. It's not down. I was looking just the other day, Inspire 1 refurbed was $1,400.
Well, you know, if we can get companies, if they can get aftermarket companies to start making replacement parts for these drones, you're going to be able to extend the life of, you know, these drones for a long time.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
Is a Phantom 4 will still be good in 10 years if there's companies making parts for it.
Doug said, yeah, he sold his Phantom 3. Was it a Phantom 3 standard, Doug, or?
Because even if even if, you know, in 5 years, the camera, these drones are so advanced that it just blows a Phantom 4 out of the water. There's always going to be more people that want that Phantom 4 just because it's, you know, it's something that they love and they've always had one. And, you know, it's kind of like a retro thing, right? People are still going to want the drones as a retro thing.
Right.
I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, Filipina, I look forward to hearing about how you're making out with your new Mini SE. It was the standard, okay. Because there was a period of time, the standards and the original, but it was mostly because it was new pilots or whatever, but they were having flyaways with the Inspire 1s, the Phantom 3s, the Phantom 1s. Just for whatever reason, they just would disconnect. And, you know, the joke was in the day, that was back then, that they were, they went to return to home back in China. So. Filipina, just remember, you're always welcome over here. We usually on every morning and every evening on Eastern time zone in the US. Like right here, right now, it is almost 10 o'clock a.m. And Filipina, if you want to, go to my YouTube page. It's Paul Murray, Port Huron. And you can see I've got like 1,600 ship videos over there. And the one I did last night, I just posted, is a night flight with the Autel Nano Plus of the a Viking cruise ship that came up into the Great Lakes 10 days ago. That's where I lost my drone. It was on the return heading for Detroit, return through Port Huron, heading for Detroit, and then back to the East Coast someplace. So. Oh, you're in the UK. Yep. 5 hours difference, right? But yeah, I can, let me go over here. And what I'm going to do is.
All right, you got a bit of a drive now.
I'm going to go over here and go there. I'm going to go there. Copy. Okay, let me go here. I'm going to go here. Okay.
And they're doing some extreme infrastructure upgrades around here. They're doing all the electrical poles and those stainless steel poles now. I don't understand in Florida with all the hurricanes why the hell we don't bury our entire infrastructure, but whatever. They could make more damn sense. But.
In the chat, everybody, I put the link to my flight last night. Metro Drones, how you doing? Long time no see. Doug Paulson. Hey, Metro Drones. That was
What's up, Metro?
my night flight last night. I posted in the chat. So Filipina, if you want to go watch it, I know a lot of people have checked it out. I ended up posting that at 3 a.m. this morning, which would have been at 6 or 7 o'clock your time this morning.
Where's Tim at this morning?
Don't know where
He'd be on here. He's usually up pretty late.
Well, yeah, unless he's on a binger, you know.
Because he usually stays up till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yep.
He's definitely a night owl.
He's probably just, you know, he's a night owl for sure.
All my phones in there going dead.
Hey, everybody, I'll be right back. I got to pitch some peanuts out. My buddies want some peanuts outside. I've got the.
I might break up for a minute or two.
Okay, that's all right. It'll only take me a minute to pitch some peanuts.
I'm going through a crafty area with bad signal, so. Hope everybody's doing good today. I can't see the chat, but hope y'all are doing good. It was another 10-hour day again today. Yay. Ah, fucking people. Yeah, let me turn my video off.
Okay. Yeah, my little squirrelies. Hey, Doug, thanks for stopping in.
Maybe if I turn my video off, it won't be as bad.
Doug's got to run. He has to finish welding up a trailer for his friend. So have a lot to finish. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Okay, Doug, same to you, my friend, and make sure you're using protection on your eyes.
Protection's always important, even in Vegas.
Yep. It is, it is.
Oh, I did another singing video last night of Dad Random and then Kai and Chris while they were live. Kai was playing all the videos on his channel. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, Adrian was on last night. Stopped in. He was at work.
Who's
Adrian's
on your channel?
Yeah, Adrian's back to work. He was working some
Oh,
overtime last night, and it was, you know, after Paul left and everybody left, and Adrian came on, and yeah. And JD was on with us.
I think JD popped in before I left, didn't he?
Well, Filipina, thank you very much. That is with the new Autel Nano Plus. The camera on that Nano Plus, even though it's small like a mini, the camera is just fantastic.
Well, see, to do really good low light with the minis, you have to do a lot of editing.
Yeah.
Like it can be done, like Matt can take a Mini 2 video and make it look like yours, but he has to run it through DaVinci and do quite a bit of touch up on it, where yours, you don't have to do much to them.
No, it works really well for me because, as you know, I'm not using all the fancy schmancy editing.
Right. because Matt really likes doing the low lights with the Mini too. But like I said, he has to do quite a bit of editing to it. So lighten it up. Because I've tried doing Mini 2 footage at night. That's just, to me, it's not that great. But I also don't do editing like Matt does. I don't use DaVinci and all that. I was going to start using DaVinci and I had it downloaded and everything, but Jim was supposed to help me start learning it, but then, you know, he fell off the wagon. Doesn't talk to me anymore, so. And Matt, I don't really want to bombard him with helping me because he's already helping like 5 other people. So,
Sure.
it's already hard enough coordinating with him on his time zones, and, you know, because he's in a different time zone and all that crap. So. I know he's been helping. I think he's helping JD out. There was one other person. I think I can't remember who the other person was. I want to say maybe it was Brent Ariels. Can't remember.
You just knock
I
something.
kind of hate working locally. Because then I drive past my house like 15 times. I just want to go home and lay down.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I like working. I actually don't mind going to like St. Cloud and stuff. It's, you know, an hour and a half away because that's towards my my normal 8 hours, you know. So I spend 3 hours of my 8-hour day just driving there and back. So I don't mind the long drives. I was hoping we get these fucking work trucks soon, man, because, man, all our trucks are breaking down really bad. Like, one of our guys, he has a Patriot like mine, and it's at 150-some thousand miles, and it's been in the shop 3 times in the past month.
Yeah.
And they're having to get him, they had to go and get a compass, a cheap compass from another area to give to him so they can retire that one. And then our spare vehicle that's going to DeBerry, that thing's pushing 142,000 miles. It's just, man, we need those work trucks. And they ordered a bunch of Ford Mavericks from Ford, but nobody's received any yet. And it's like, dude, we need them bad. They need to get on Ford's ass, or they need to speed it up a little bit. Because my work truck's got I'm putting damn near 700 miles a week on my truck. I started at Friday or Thursday, right before I got home. I was over 121,000 miles. I hit 121,000.
Yeah.
And now I'm at 121,761 miles. So in about 3.5 days, I put almost 800 miles on my truck.
Really?
It's just an insane amount of miles that we put on our truck. It doesn't take but like a year and a half for us to put 100,000 miles on a truck. Although I love my Patriot, she runs good. She's a good girl. And they just replaced both the thermostat housing, and the fan assembly on it. So the cooling systems are working really good, the AC and everything. So they pretty much replaced almost half of the damn cooling system, so, or over half of it. And I got paid to sit in the garage for a day and a half while I waited for it to get fixed. Oh, damn it. I'm supposed to turn right there.
Yeah, I think my computer that runs this just died.
It runs what?
Runs the big screen behind me.
Uh,
It's an old HP. It's an all-in-one HP, you know, with a keyboard. So what I'll have to do is I've got other computers around here. I have to swap that out. Give me something to do today.
some of those all-in-ones aren't bad though. I was looking at one that actually had some of them got the NVIDIA cards and stuff on them, but they're
Well, I've got
pricey.
another all-in-one sitting over here that I haven't used in a while. The reason I took it up to the technicians at Best Buy, and there's something wrong. It's got a touchscreen, and there's something wrong with the touchscreen. It just automatically flakes out. So they tried to fix it, and they said, well, just turn off the touchscreen, because I don't use the touchscreen anyway. So just turn it off. Well, every once in a while it turns back on, and then when it does that, when you plug it in and turn it on, all of a sudden it starts glitching on there, like it's seeing things being touched on the screen that isn't being touched on the screen.
Huh.
So if they could just permanently disable the touchscreen portion, it'd be just a fine little computer.
Right.
Little Mama Laura, how are you doing? AZ Drone, good morning.
What's up, AZ? What's up, Laura?
Yes, AZ.
Yeah.
Since we did that and you guys helped me do the update on that Autel Nano Plus, I thought it flew better. I thought it was much more concise as far as the controls. I was able to pan and get some things done much smoother. So I think the update did make a difference.
Did you try the speed on it? Did you notice if you got faster?
Yeah, as long as you can remember to put it in ludicrous mode. But yeah, it did fine. But there was a southeast wind, probably 8 to 10. And so when I went down the side of the ship, and then I usually do the pan and pull away and follow the ship as coming towards me and go across the bow and then back down the side. It took a little bit to get across there. I was going backwards for quite a ways before I could get across in front of the bow safely.
Right.
It was struggling in reverse.
Yeah, that's what I was telling JD about a week ago. I need to get me a computer with an NVIDIA card or something more powerful. Because I would like to do some editing and stuff, but my computer's just, I don't know. There's some things that I need an NVIDIA card for. My laptop just doesn't have one.
I think Laura just didn't Laura, Justin, maybe you remember, she had ordered a mini SE.
Yeah,
So
she got it yesterday.
She got it yesterday, and she's waiting to do an unboxing.
Yeah, she messaged me last night, but I didn't respond to it because I was actually on her live stream in her chat, and I told her, I said, congratulations. I said, awesome. David was giving her shit because she hadn't opened it yet. But she wants to do an unboxing of it. So.
Well, if all else fails, I'm going to try and give it the big master reset. I gave it is to unplug it, right? Mia's on the couch looking at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I want to get another computer, but man, the NVIDIA, anything with an NVIDIA, not cheap. And my friend Connor just bought a damn brand new Alienware laptop, and damn, I guess the Nvidia card's out in it. Dell, you can't get a hold of anybody at fucking Dell to save your life.
Well, the tech companies are falling behind on customer service, that's for sure.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, Dell, that's the thing is Dell, they outsource all their tech support to India. And so you get a lot of people from India on there, and, you just have trouble understanding them. And then every time you call, they want to go through the same fucking list of troubleshooting that they went through with you 10 times already. And it still doesn't fix the problem. And then there's, they used to have, I don't even know if Dell has it anymore, but they used to have what they called advanced IT. If the regular guys couldn't figure it out, they were supposed to transfer you to those guys.
There's somebody that could. Yep.
Usually you would get somebody in America at that point. They would transfer you to an American call center with an American IT service tech, because that's what Sean used to do with Dell. He was their advanced IT. So like if the guys in India couldn't help you, they would transfer you to him. And then he would go through and really dive into your computer. And but I don't even know if they have that anymore, because they won't transfer them to anybody else. And they said there's nothing they can do, but apparently the computer's telling them the NVIDIA card's not any good. And to replace one of those, I mean, everybody knows those things aren't fucking cheap right now. They're expensive as hell.
Right.
That's why I really want to get a computer with one, but buying any computer with an NVIDIA card in it is expensive. You're looking at you're looking at probably at least $1,000, if not more. I'll just have to deal with the computer I got now. I mean, it's good for what I'm using for right now, but I want to get into some more serious stuff. So eventually I'm gonna have to get another one. Like, I just want to be able to do some online gaming and do some better editing and stuff like that. Because my computer was able to run DaVinci, but it was very stuttery. Even with the 16 gigs of RAM I put in it. So
Corey Mano, he deals with Dell Enterprise a lot. They've got in their case, they've got local account managers. Since they're a large customer, if we need them, we get them.
Well, like I said, he's been trying for the last month or so to get somebody on the phone, and all he can ever get is the guys from India on there, and he's been having issues with them because it doesn't seem like they really want to help too much. And then, like I say, he said it seems like they don't know what they're doing, because they just keep reading the same script to him over and over again at troubleshooting. And he keeps going through it with them, and then it doesn't fix the issue. And then they pretty much tell him, "Oh, there's nothing we can do." And it kind of sucks too, because it's not a cheap laptop. He bought I think it was like a $1,400 or $1,500 laptop.
Yeah.
And he got a deal on it actually, because I want to say it was around $1,800. But we get a discount through Dell, through our company, to buy Dell computers. And he got a discount for like $200 or $300 or $400 or something like that. Where the hell is this meter at? Be out here anywhere. That's out in the middle of the field. Go around the building.
Oh, my computers. Ultimate Vertical says, I missed the problem. What happened?
What is he talking about? What I was talking about?
I think so.
Oh, it was my friend's Alienware laptop he just bought. I guess the NVIDIA card's not working on it, and it's only a couple months old, and he's been on phone with Dell a bunch of times. And I've tried to get a hold of Sean, but he's just been busy working because I was going to have Sean do a private live with us so we could dive into his computer. But Sean's just been busy because Sean's like an expert when it comes to Alienware and Dell products. That's what he used to work for. But apparently the NVIDIA card's not working. He's called Dell support about 20 times over the last month, and they just keep running through the same script of troubleshooting, and it's not working. And they apparently don't want to help him out past that point. Which you think, I'm pretty sure the laptop would be under some kind of warranty, but he can't seem to figure it.
Yeah.
He can't seem to get a hold of the right person to figure out how to get it fixed.
AZ just said that, remember how his drone was supposed to be shipped yesterday? It still hasn't shipped yet from China.
Oh, and another issue with his laptop too, the mouse pad stopped working on it too, the trackpad. Now he has to plug a mouse in it to get it to work, to be able to use the mouse on it. That was another issue. So I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Okay. So Corey, you guys don't have any issues. You get because you're such a big customer, you get gold label service. Then I guess it's just the little people that, but it's like that everywhere. I think it is. It's just how much drag you have.
What did Corey say? I heard you say something outside.
Well, Corey said that, what I said before about they got large customer service. When Corey also said when Dell bought Alienware, it went downhill.
Well, and it's a problem of outsourcing a lot of things too. That's another huge issue.
AZ Paul Hodges is out and about doing his sign business. He had, I think he was flying one or two aerials today, and then he also had like 7 signs to do today all over the countryside. Unlimited Vertical says a quick search pulled up a link on the Dell website. I'm assuming he went through those steps. And he also said, could the card be turned off in the BIOS?
Honestly, I don't know because I don't know a lot about that BIOS stuff.
I don't either. There's a lot of people that are a lot smarter than I am when it comes to electronics and technology and computers. I just turn it on to use it. I use technology. I'm not an in-depth person that has any never professed to have any insight or insight knowledge in how to work, how to fix, how to do, you know?
No, he told me that the computer is telling him that the NVIDIA card's no good. Apparently, the laptop has some kind of built-in self-diagnostics tool or something. I haven't actually looked at the computer myself. He's just been telling me, you know, when I see him out and about when
Yeah.
we're working and stuff, and he's been telling me about the issues and stuff. And then, like I said, I've been trying to get a hold of Sean, but he's just been busy. So, see if he can help me with that, because Sean.
Filipina just said that she's still here, guys. She just wants you to know. Unlimited put a link in the chat. I know you can't see the chat, for Dell Com support.
Maybe you can message me that link through Messenger, Paul. Just copy it and send it to me in Messenger real quick,
Copy.
and then I can send it to him. I'll look at it, see what exactly the link is telling him to do, and that way I can help explain it to him. Like, if any of you guys know any way of getting a hold of anybody in America, that would be freaking great. Because these foreign call centers are some bullshit, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Paste. Okay, I sent it to you.
All right. I'll definitely take a look at it. Yeah, I just got it. Just dinged on my phone. I'll take a look at it when I get home and see, or later on when I'm on lunch or something. I'll take a look at it and see what it's all
Yeah.
about.
And just remember that came from unlimited vertical.
Okay. Because I feel bad for him, you know, and he seems overly frustrated about it, which is understandable because he spent a lot of money on it, you know. So I understand his frustration. And it's just weird, like the trackpad stopped working on it. It just seems like a bunch of shit just started failing on it. And I don't know if that would be linked to it or if it just happens to be two different issues.
Yep.
Like I said, the trackpad stopped working on it. He can't use the mouse on it anymore. He has to plug in a Bluetooth enabled mouse with a little receiver.
AZ, you know, he's pretty on the ball with that stuff. That is possible. He may have the hardware issues. Normally Dell is good at the support. Something doesn't make sense.
Like I said, he's tried calling, and they just, said that he can't. He said every time he calls, he just gets the same support team, and it's the same troubleshooting every time. And then they get to the end of it, and he says that they're telling him. I mean, he could be over exaggerating because he's just pissed off, but he tells me that they're telling him there's nothing they can do after they go through all the troubleshooting and stuff.
Well, and Filipina likes the link too. She says that could be helpful to her as well.
Like I said, I'll take a look at the link and see. I know Sean made a suggestion a few weeks ago when I was able to talk to him on Matt's show. He said to have him try updating the drivers and see if that fixes anything. And apparently he had already done that. That was one of the things that Dell had him do. And he's even said that they've taken remote control of his computer and looked through it. And
I think AZ and Unlimited Vertical are probably in consensus there. But the last message from Unlimited was AZ Drone Dude agree. It does sound like a hardware issue.
Yeah, I don't.
Because AZ said before that, I always use HP, but Dell is good too, but at the enterprise level.
Right, which is corporate.
Right.
So if you own a business and you got 1,000 laptops through them, of course you can get a hold of them because you're a big money maker.
Yep.
They
Yep.
don't care about that one person that bought a single laptop. But if you're a company that's buying 500 laptops from them, of course, you're probably going to have a number to some tech guy directly through the company. You're probably going to have his damn personal cell phone to get a hold of them, you know? And say, hey, I have an issue with my laptop. Boom, boom, they fix them right away.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
It was the worst thing for companies to start outsourcing their tech support and all that other shit. Like, it just made for really bad customer service.
Well, the thing of it is we've been watching over the years, especially as old as I am, how customer service has slowly been going downhill for a long time. I mean, you used to be able to walk into a retailer or contact a retailer online, and they bent over backwards if they couldn't figure it out or give you the assistance you want, they'd pass you along to somebody that could. Now it's like they hire all of these people answering phones from other countries and everywhere else, and for the most part, I think most of them genuinely care, but they're not knowledgeable. They can't answer the question, and you spend all the time just. I'm going to put you on hold a minute. I'm going to ask somebody, or I'm going to give me a minute, or there isn't any of that constant flow of customer service. And the one that really bothers me in customer service is when they, you call and you get put on hold and it says, well, you can either stay on hold and your wait time is 45 minutes, or we'll call you back. If you choose to call back, you will not lose your place in line. Yeah, baloney. So, yeah, customer service just isn't there anymore.
Like I said, when they start outsourcing everything, it just made it worse.
Yep.
Because they're literally giving these people at these call centers scripts to read off of.
Yep.
Like, they really don't know what they're doing. They're just reading off of the script.
Hey,
so like, did you turn it?
Justin, it's your lucky day. Guess who's here?
Yeah. All right, I'm out. I honestly thought you were going to say Sean came in. I was like, holy shit.
No, TJ is here. Mr. Giggles.
How y'all doing this morning?
Well, we're hanging in here. We were just discussing some issues that Justin's friend was having with Dell, and is it a newer computer, Justin?
Yeah, it's brand new. He just bought it like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
And now it doesn't see his keyboard or his mouse or anything.
It doesn't. The keyboard works, but the mouse track doesn't. And then it's saying the NVIDIA card doesn't work, and every time he tries to play a game, it just crashes.
Maybe get a new mouse or something.
Yeah, but it's a fucking $1,200 or $1,400 laptop.
Yeah. So in other words, he got the mouse with the laptop and paid $1,400 for the package.
Well, it's a built-in mouse, so TJ, it's the trackpad.
Trackpad. Yep.
Oh, is that the kind of computer it is? It's a trackpad?
No. It's a Dell Alienware, but the trackpad is the built-in mouse on the laptops. That's what you call the mouses. The built-in pads on the mouse.
Yeah, on a laptop you're talking about?
Yeah, those are called trackpads.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the trackpad isn't working on the.
Justin, where did he buy it from? Did he buy it through Amazon or did he buy it with PayPal?
Honestly, I think he bought it directly from Dell's website because he had to use the company discount.
Okay. Because I was
So
gonna
I don't-
say, if it's an issue, you can reach out to whoever you bought it through, like Amazon or whatever.
Oh no, if it would have been Amazon or Walmart, I guarantee he would have got a replacement already.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't even call fucking Dale. I'd have just called Amazon. Said this shit ain't working.
Yep.
Because it doesn't even matter if you're past the return policy. If you bitch enough, and especially if it's an expensive item, a lot of times, Amazon and Walmart are going to be like, all right, we don't want to piss this person off, They just
Oh.
spent $2,000 on an item,
Yeah. Hey, Corey Mano just put in, those dual video card laptops. I have one of them and can be a pain for compatibility and switching between the two.
Like, I bought that $600 vacuum from Amazon, that Robo Vac or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yep.
the Roomba, and the cleaning base went out on it like 2 or 3 months after I bought it. And it was past the return policy, and I called up Amazon. I was like, "Look, I spent $600-700 on this thing, and the cleaning base isn't working on it." I said, "This is ridiculous." I was like, "You guys have just the cleaning bases on there, but they're $300." I said, "I'm not buying another one." I said, "This is ridiculous." I said, "It'd be one thing if it was, 6 months down the road or a year down the road." I said, "But this thing ain't been but 2-3 months." And Amazon was like, "Oh yeah, don't even worry about it. We're gonna send you another. We'll send you another cleaning base, and you can just take the other one and throw it away." I was like, "All right." So they let me. They sent me a new cleaning base at $300 and just told me to throw the other one in the trash when I got it. They didn't even make me return it. They just said, "Go ahead and throw it away as soon as you get the new one." I said, "All right."
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's the kind of, that's old school customer service, but that's disappearing.
See, Walmart and Amazon can afford that kind of customer service too. You're talking about companies that make,
Right.
$600-700 billion a year. They can afford to $300 base to them is nothing. That's chump change. I mean, fucking Walmart and Amazon make millions of dollars every hour, so it's nothing for them to make a customer satisfied.
Filipina is leaving chat. She said it was great to join in. You're welcome here, Filipina, anytime. And TJ, of course, says, and bye, Filipina.
That's what
Yeah, I know who you mean. What's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
Ken Heroin.
Yeah, the Ken Heron show. Yeah, but and by. But and by.
Yeah.
I just got to throw up in my mouth.
But Filipina, thanks for being here. Welcome back anytime, my dear. We're usually here in the mornings and in the evenings on the East Coast time. So right now it's, like I say, it's 10:30 a.m. here.
10:30.
1400. Why does a beauty salon have a
TJ and Justin are both in sunny Florida.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Not a cloud in the sky today.
And now, Susan Lee, is that your aunt, TJ?
Well, not necessarily.
Not technically.
Not by blood, but like just in the community.
Yeah.
Like you
well,
could
yeah, she likes Mr. Giggles. I know that. Yeah. Yep. Mr. Giggles.
But like
Justin's sitting there in his car going, "I want to escape. I want out of here."
That's funny.
I got to figure out how to get back behind this building
Okay.
because they got a fucking lock on the gate.
Hey, TJ,
So-
keep an eye on it for a minute. Mia wants to go out.
Oh, okay. What are you doing, Justin? What are you up to?
Checking these gas meters.
Oh.
14, 12,
I
14.
mean, watch you do the me tours.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get back here and scan these. Because there is a fence around the whole fucking back of this building. So I need to drive around and see if I can get into the fence.
Just kind of like maneuver, I guess. Just maneuver your way in through the meters, I guess.
I can run right through the fence.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me go back here and see if I can get back here from this way. Not, I'm gonna have to go into one of these buildings. They're gonna have to let me in the back. Pisses me off when these fucking companies lock up behind their buildings because we're supposed to have access to these fucking meters, and they put gates and locks behind their buildings. What?
Oh. Retarded.
Because when you have a gas meter on your property, I have right of easement, which means I have the right to enter your property without your permission.
You do you have like keys or something? Do you have keys to like get in there?
Certain places I do, like, but other places, man, I mean, it just depends. What the fuck kind of ghetto bullshit is this?
This ghetto shit. What kind of ghetto shit is this?
The fucking ghetto ass fucking shopping center, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Watch this, I'll go right up on the goddamn sidewalk. I don't give two shits.
Like bloop, bloop.
That's what I love about being utilities. I'll just drive right up on the sidewalk. I don't get they won't.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, the
Now,
fence is broke. Cool.
The truck that you're driving in, it's like a 4x4, right? Or like a 4 by whatever.
It's a Jeep Patriot. I mean, it can go off road. It's not 4-wheel drive, but it can definitely go off road.
Oh.
All right. So I got those 2 meters there. Luckily, their fence looks like somebody already ran into it, so I can walk right over top of it. I'm just gonna park here for a few minutes and then I'll go and do that. Gonna knock all 3 of these addresses out in one shot.
Man, my back is friggin' hurting.
I'm just fucking tired, man. It's been a long 2 weeks. I've been working 10-hour shifts every fucking day.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
So
luckily tomorrow I don't have to though. Tomorrow I actually am going home at 1 o'clock because my internet guy's coming between 1 and 6. So I told my boss, I was like, I got to take between 1 and 6 off tomorrow. He was like, oh, I don't care. Because my company doesn't have we don't have a call-in policy, so it's just up to your supervisor.
Yeah.
And my job isn't pressing to where I have to be here every single day. So I can take days off where the locators, the other 4 guys we have that locate gas lines, they have, if they're off one day, man, it fucking puts them way behind, but not me. I could take a whole week off and be fine. Because all my due dates are like months out, you know what I'm saying? Like I got paperwork for due dates, compliance dates, but a lot of them are like 2-3 months out from being due, so I don't have to like rush on my shit. But the locate guys, they get new tickets every day.
This is actually my first day off in like a long time because they've been having us work on our scheduled days off.
What do you do anyway, TJ?
I work in a warehouse. I work for the Walgreens distribution center.
Ooh, those distribution jobs are good jobs.
Yeah, but I don't know. It gets kind of crazy though sometimes.
Do you have to meet a certain quota every day?
Yeah.
Is it does it pay well though? I mean, most distribution
it does. But like I don't know, just like really monotonous. I do the same thing every fucking day, and it gets so damn annoying.
That's what I love about my job. I'm just driving around, so I'm always in a new place all the time.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't have to use a personal car to get to work. I just drive straight home my driveway and leave in the morning in my car.
Oh, there you go.
It's nice having a company car, I'll tell you that. Especially one that you can take home.
I said they let you take the company car home.
Yeah, I take it home with me every day.
Oh,
I don't have to, and then I have a company gas card, so I always just use that to fill up every day.
Well, he calls it a company car, TJ, but what it is, it's an SUV truck
oh, gotcha.
because he's got all his equipment and everything in there.
Yeah, it's a Jeep Patriot. We're supposed to be getting the new Ford Maverick pickup trucks, but they still haven't delivered them to us. But we're supposed to be getting those here in the next couple months, hopefully. Because all our Jeeps are getting like really worn out because they're getting, a lot of them are pushing 150, 160,000 miles. So they're getting really worn out. I mean, even when you have constant maintenance done on them, it's just, they get to the point where you're replacing something major every, couple months. And the Jeeps are just fucking money pits anyway. Like that was the worst buy that they ever made, was buying fucking Jeeps.
Yeah, I actually wanted a Jeep for my first vehicle, but everyone's like, no, they're not safe and they flip over easy.
Well, it's not even that. It's just certain models are really big money pits. Like my bosses, like we have the Jeep Compasses, and then we have the Jeep Patriots. The Compasses, my boss's Compass only has like 50,000 miles on it, and it's had to have the steering, the pinion, the steering rack or whatever, replaced twice in it already. That's something that shouldn't have to be done on a car through most of its lifetime. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. You're talking about a couple $1,000 every time that thing had to go in and get fixed.
That's for sure.
Mike Henrik was talking about like a pilot passed out, passenger landed plane with no experience, got talked down from flight controller.
That's like storybook stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of these modern airlines too, technically they can land themselves. I mean, they are pretty self-automated to the point where they can take off and land by themselves if you say, set them right. But, there's always that want for having a human behind the wheel, Because in 20 years, we could have the technology easily to make it to where airlines could fly themselves with no humans, but people are just too afraid of that, Just like cars, I mean, another 10, 15 years, I wouldn't be surprised if you see self-driving cars without steering wheels anymore. Like you're literally just going to get into it, and it's just going to take you where you got to go and get out of it. It'll go park itself, But I mean, the technology will be there at one point, and it's very close.
Well, that plane landing deal, Justin, he says it was on the news. It happened yesterday in Florida.
I wonder where in Florida it happened.
Yeah.
What kind of plane was it, Mike? Was it a small plane, an airline? Or?
I'm thinking it was a small private passenger plane, but I could be wrong.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because the airliners, like I said, technically, it could land itself if need be. Like I was watching a thing where these airline pilots were talking about how advanced the new airliners.
Yeah, it was a Cessna 208 with two people.
Okay, little four-seater plane.
Corey man just posted a link that said a passenger with no idea how to fly managed to land a plane after the pilot passed out.
I used to fly with my grandpa when I was younger, and small planes really aren't hard to land. But I also had my grandpa next to me, that was, he could take over at any time. But I mean, it really wasn't that difficult because he used to just talk me through it. He wouldn't touch anything. He'd be like, all right, do this, pull this, do that lever, and everything's marked. So if you have somebody that's experienced enough that knows what they're doing, they could definitely talk somebody down. That's for sure. That guy was just lucky that air traffic controller knew what he was doing. He was probably a pilot himself.
Well, okay, so it says here, picture this. You and a friend are several hundred feet up in a private plane enjoying a sensor ride from a professional pilot. Then the pilot gets woozy and passes out. Two passengers found themselves in that terrifying situation near an airport in Palm Beach, Florida on Tuesday, but one of them ultimately stepped up and figured out how to land despite having absolutely no experience. The stressed out passenger can be heard working his way through the crisis with an air traffic control at Palm Beach International Airport, thanks to an audio captured by liveatc.net and obtained by CNN.
Oh, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. That air traffic controller was probably a pilot himself. That's probably why, or they probably have some kind of an emergency thing for different planes that they can reference to tell them how to get it down.
Saying, I've got a serious situation here. The man whose name has not been released said to the controller tower, my pilot has gone incoherent and I have no idea how to fly the airplane. Luckily, the air traffic control was also reportedly a flight instructor, and he started talking them through the landing process. What's your position as air traffic controller? I have no idea, the passenger replied. The air traffic controller then told the passenger to hold the wings level and try to descend while following the coast north or south. Push forward on the controllers and descend at a very slow rate. The plane ultimately made a slightly wobbly but safe landing at the airport, and the other air traffic controllers were very impressed. You just witnessed a couple of passengers land that plane. One of the airport staff can be heard saying on the air traffic control channel, man, they did a great job.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just luckily that one dude stepped up to it because it sounded like the other passenger fucking went into panic mode.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's all you can do in a situation like that is just, I understand like most people's natural reaction is to panic, but if you can overcome that and try to remain calm, you're able to do shit like that and figure out what you need to do.
Yeah, I don't know. When people like start to panic, they start to freak out, and it's hard for them to think when they freak out. And like you see in like movies or something, or on a TV show, somebody's freaking out about something, and nobody can think straight because everybody's freaking out all over the place. But yeah, fortunately, they were able to. The traffic controller were able to talk them through to how to land the plane and stuff, and they survived and. Didn't crash or didn't hurt themselves or didn't
I had
injure.
a feeling that air traffic controller was a pilot. I had a feeling that he was.
Yeah.
And you couldn't ask for a better one, too. I mean, he's a fucking pilot instructor, so he's somebody that, definitely you'd want to be behind the radio talking you down.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's the cash. Of course, with top prices up to $2 million and over $155 million.
He said, "Where are you at?" I don't fucking know. In the air.
I don't fucking know.
I mean, like really. Because you know what I'm saying? If you're not a pilot, you're not gonna know like, oh, I'm northeast at this heading going this. You're not gonna know all that shit.
Yeah.
All you know is you're in the air and your fucking pilot's passed out. Yeah, Damn, that pilot must have. I wonder what happened to the pilot because obviously he didn't wake up the entire time. So
You and a
Yeah.
100 feet.
I don't know. He must have took like some,
Great job.
I don't know if they were flying at night or during the day, and he must have taken some kind of some kind of medicine, like a medication he was on or something.
well, I mean, it could have been anything, right? He could have had a seizure. He could have had some kind of heart problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have just been one of those, natural medical issues that just hit him out of nowhere that he wasn't expecting it. Or it could have been medication, but let's hope not, because when you're a pilot, man, and you're on any kind of medication that is deemed.
Yeah, that'd be a big no-no.
Oh yeah. So let's hope it wasn't some medication.
David said, but with your laughing takes hours to put them into sleep.
But,
So there is a picture. It was during the day. Oh, okay. So there was a picture. It was during the day.
oh, it probably would have been worse at nighttime, right? Because you can't see your surroundings as good, right?
Yeah.
At least during the day, you'd be able to see an airport. Well, I guess at night you'd be able to see it if it was a pretty lit up airport. You'd be able to see it, but during
Yeah,
the day, you kind of get your bearings a little better. Because you could be like, oh, I see this hotel, I see this. You can see a lot more shit. Because I imagine a night landing would have been a lot scarier.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I said, at least during the day, you can kind of see where the ground's at, how close you're getting to it. And at nighttime, you can't always see that shit,
Yeah.
And an experienced pilot, he knows to use his instruments to know exactly where he's at, how fast he's going and all that. But when you're not experienced, you're not going to know any of that shit.
Mhm.
You're just going to be visually looking at everything. That's awesome, though, that they were able to land it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully the pilot's all right. Unfortunately, we probably won't hear nothing about this until next year because it takes NTSB a freaking year or two to complete investigations.
Yeah. I mean, you never know, though. I mean, something could happen tomorrow or the next day or the next day, but.
Well, the thing is the NTSB has to do an investigation on it, and they take forever to do even the minor investigations. It'll take them at least a year before they'll put anything out. Like any major like an airliner wrecking and killing 100 people, a lot of times they won't release a report for 2-3 years after it happens because they take that much time investigating it and combing through all the evidence and everything else. It takes them a long time to do stuff like that. Because then you have multiple agencies that get involved too. You got the FAA, then you have the NTSB, and then if it's a big airliner with a lot of people on it, you might have the FBI or ATF involved because they want to make sure it wasn't some kind of terrorist thing, or so you get a lot of interagencies working on different shit, and then it takes forever for them to come up with a solid report saying this is exactly what happened.
Well, it takes a while just for them to agree.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Even on the little
different
minor, even this investigation on something this minor, I guarantee you won't hear nothing. A report won't get released till probably next year.
6-8 months at least. Yep.
It's going to be a while before you actually get a full report saying, because we'll probably hear what the medical issue is with the guy, but to get the official report, it's not going to be released for a while.
Well, and the other thing too is he was incapacitated. What does that mean? Did he pass out? Did he have a stroke? Did he have a heart attack? Is he dead? Is he alive? Is he, all those kinds
Right. And if it's any kind of medical issue relating to any of that, his days of flying are over.
Oh, well, it's automatically suspended now, pending the investigation. Now, he can't, even if he woke up and was fine, his license is suspended,
Yeah.
Right. Because like my grandpa started having heart issues about 5, 6 years ago, and because of that, they pulled his license. He can't fly anymore because of that. Because he had a minor heart attack like 4 or 5 years ago. And once you start having any kind of heart problems, anything like that, or say you start having seizures out of nowhere or anything, that they will not let you fly anymore because then now you're a medical risk. You know, they don't want you in the air. And
Able to like take it upon yourself. I mean, if you know, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if you know you're going to have a heart attack. I mean, you never know when somebody's going to have a heart attack or whatever, have a seizure. So, I mean,
right.
have to kind of
But
be
what-
aware, like your physical self and think, you know,
Corey's spot on. Corey in the chat said that the condition of the original Cessna pilot who had a possible medical issue. I mean, you talk about a statement like possible. Well, something incapacitated him. I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't sitting in the back whacking off or something, you know? I mean,
yeah.
But AZ said a heart attack is dangerous while driving or flying because you black out completely.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Macho.
Maybe he just didn't get enough sleep the night before or something. I don't know. There could have, you know, like,
Or he hasn't reported it before. He's got narcolepsy, you know?
yeah.
Well, that's how Macho Man Randy Savage died, right? He had a heart attack while driving and went right into a tree.
Oh, how long ago was that?
I want to say early 2000s, maybe. I don't really remember exactly when that happened.
Yeah, I think
But
it was
he,
10 or 12 years ago, wasn't it?
But he had a heart attack while he was driving down the road and ran into a tree.
Oh God.
And that's, I mean, but you're right, TJ, right? You never know when those things are going to happen.
Yeah.
But see, like my grandpa, his happened while he was, you know, on the ground, obviously. He wasn't flying. But because of that, his doctor, you know, had to report it. And he also had to report it, you know, because if he didn't report it to the FAA and they found out later that he had some kind of medical issue that he knew he was supposed to report, he would have been in a lot of trouble. So unfortunately, he had to bite the bullet and say, you know, I can't fly no more, and they had to take his license from him. It sucks, especially when you've been a pilot for 20, 30 years, you know, and that's your whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. David's cousin had an accident last month with his Tahoe. Said he hit the bridge post in the highway with high speed. He is lucky to be alive. They are saying he had a small heart attack. Any other car, he was gone. Tahoe was exploded throughout. He hit the tank.
The gas tank, yep.
I mean, that's fortunately, that's what, you know, you never know when those things are going to happen, like you said, TJ.
Yep. You just don't
Oh,
know.
is that what you drive, Paul? A Tahoe?
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
I have a police edition Tahoe.
A police edition Tahoe.
It's got the
Oh,
big
he's one.
police interceptor motor in it.
Yeah, he's one of those dickheads that rides down the road and you think it's a cop. So you're sitting there watching yourself.
Are you?
What's that?
Are you a retired policeman too?
No, I got a deal on it. It was it had 280,000 miles on it when I bought it, and I only paid like $3,500 for it. And it's just really a nice truck. And in the glove box was a package of receipts from the Chevy dealer over there in the west side of the state, where they had replaced over $28,000 worth of parts. They took off it and replaced it with new and sent those parts back to GM because GM wanted to study them.
Oh, wow.
So it was, except for the electronics, most everything else was replaced at 280,000 miles.
Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Does it have the lights on top of it still?
No, but it's got the spotlights, you know.
Oh yeah.
They take all usually they take all the sirens and shit out of it,
Yep.
Yeah.
like any of the red and blue lights. There's a certain list of stuff they have to take out of the car before they sell it. But usually you'll get like the ram bars still. You'll get the spotlights. You still have the
Yeah.
ram bar on yours, Paul?
No, I took that off.
Oh, you should have left that on there.
I don't want to look too much like the part. You know what I mean?
What was it? What was it?
You know, that big ramp, big bar on the front, like
Oh yeah. That like protects your grill or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, it's for when they're pitting somebody.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
that's great.
I don't plan on pitting anybody anytime soon.
No, I just like the look of those ram bars, man. They're cool looking.
Plus, I mean, it would have came in handy, you know. Like Justin said, you should have left it on. I mean, just in case if somebody, you know, got stuck or something, you could just tie a rope and pull them out.
Yeah. I'm going to be Johnny on the spot. I can hardly friggin' walk. You know what I mean?
just get back in your car and just pull them out.
Yeah. AZ says that those the police Tahoes and all the police cars have heavier duty frames in them. Yep.
Well, and then they got souped up motors that the
Yep.
normal ones don't have.
Yeah. When I get out on the highway, if I punch it, man, it throws you back in the seat.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I hate when people buy those only because sometimes people will get behind you and you'll think it's a fucking cop, and it's some fucking dickhead 16-year-old that bought it at a police auction.
Well, the ones, it's like that Ken Heroin. He's got a police cruiser. He's got a black and white. Yeah, every once in a while, you'll see him out flying and doing a video, and he's got his police cruiser.
Was he ever in the?
No. You can buy those cars left and right. Just go look for a police auction or city. You know, city sells their police cars and stuff regularly. You can go and inspect them, look at them.
I mean, I know Uncle Ray. He's retired, but he still carries. Like, he still has his badge and whatever.
I got a badge.
Because you get a retirement badge when you retire. You get an official badge, but that doesn't mean that he can still perform police duties, though.
Yeah.
Well, he's not in Florida. He can't because he was a cop in New York.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There's my badge.
Awesome.
What the hell is that?
That's my badge.
For what?
As being a county official in the St. Clair County.
Oh.
That's when I was with the Register of Deeds. But I was also chairman of the Computerization and Emergency Services Department for the county. See, when I went to college, I went in law enforcement. That's what my degree was in, law enforcement. And my advisor, in my senior year, my advisor says, you know, Paul, you're not going to get too many police jobs because you're overweight. And I was always stocky. I was always the lineman. I was always the defenseman. I was always the big guy. And that was back in the 70s when it was height, weight restricted, most jobs. You had to be a certain height. You had to be a certain weight, you know. So then when I went and got Little Caesars Pizza in Kansas City, I ran into some people that were police officers and sheriffs out there, and I told them the story. He says, well, hell, you should have come out west. Well, the bigger you are, the more we want you because we want to send you into the bar fight first.
Hey, I've seen some police officers that, and I don't want to sound mean, but honestly shouldn't have been allowed to be police officers because they were like extremely overweight.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't understand, like, really, what are they going to be able to do in a situation, you know, with somebody's running from them or anything, because they literally just don't have the stamina or the ability to run quick or anything. And for a job like that, you would figure you would want people somewhat fit to a certain extent.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with that.
Like I said, it's not to sound mean, but that's just the way I look at it. Like, it's just because,
Well,
like I
you
said,
know,
I've
I
seen
got-
cops that were-
I got drafted for Vietnam, and because I was in college at the time, and my thought was, if my country wants me that bad, I'll go. So I didn't take the student deferment. So I got sent down to the induction center down in Detroit, Fort Wayne, and you go through all your tests. You run around your underwear, and they're checking everything, and they're checking your blood, they're checking your eyes, they're checking your hearing. They give you an aptitude test and all that kind of stuff. And I got to the station where you get weighed. There's a great big scale there, and the sergeant was standing there. Step up on here. So I got up on there, and the old meter goes, woo. He looked at the meter. He looked at me. He says, "Get down off of there." He got on there, and I went up to here like this. He says, "Get back up on there." Woo. And he put one Y on my instructions. Says, "You go downstairs, get dressed, get your clothes, go downstairs, and you wait." So I went downstairs, and I was sitting downstairs because a whole bunch of people got drafted at the same time, and they were going to bring us back on a bus.
There goes a boat.
Yep. Back on a bus to Port Huron so that you could say goodbye to everybody or whatever. And so I was sitting down there, and there was recruiters in the main lobby area. There was recruiters. Recruiter comes over and says, "What are you doing down here?" I says, "They don't want me." He says, "What do you mean they don't want me?" I says, "Yeah, I weigh too much." He says, "You come with me, son. I'll get you in." I said, No, that's okay. That's okay.
David said that you went to college to get more knowledge, and then
Yeah.
I said I went to Mars to get more candy bars, and then David said Justin goes to Jupiter to get more stupider.
Really? Really?
Now, Justin, you got to admit that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny.
That is funny, AZ. That was a good one.
Tej goes to Jupiter to fly with Captain Red Kelly more.
Well, AZ, that's the kind of comment that might get you a guest shot on Matt Bump show.
Well, the thing is most people are honestly, I think, are already subscribed to AZ. He just doesn't post anything.
Yeah.
I think everybody's just.
His name's David.
Yeah, Dave, but he's a really great guy. I talked to him on the phone just the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's a marvelous person, very intelligent, very knowledgeable, very helpful. Whatever he can do.
Be like very like kind of not mysterious, not secretive, but private. He seems to be a private person because he doesn't like to show he doesn't like to show his face or anything.
Yeah.
But you can't have a nice conversation with me, AZ? Jesus.
I mean, but I mean, I don't know. I guess like when people come on the panel, I don't know. I guess sometimes like that. I mean, I can understand they don't like to be seen on camera sometimes, which is understandable. But I guess if you don't, you like I said to Kelly, like she should come on the panel, like, oh, my hair's all messed up. I look horrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's just most girls anyway. There's a lot of girls don't want to publicly put themselves out there.
Yeah. This is a middle school trip. Hey, train, Mike.
Yeah, Mike's in the chat.
That's funny that there's a lot of Mikes in the drone community.
Yeah, there's a few Mikes, a few Rons, a lot of Bills.
Yeah, a lot of Bills.
And a few Davids. Yep.
Yep. Got two.
Yeah, I know his name is David, but I always call him AZ.
Shy.
Better.
Yeah.
I like calling David AZ better.
Well, you
Uh,
know, he could have a nickname called the Wizard of Az instead of Oz.
What's that Wizard of Ass?
Wizard of Az, A-Z, Az.
The Wizard of Az. Instead of Oz as. That's funny.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, I think we beat this to death long enough. It's 11:15 here on the East Coast, and
Yeah, same time here.
yep. And
Figure out what I do today. Like, I'm just kind of sitting here, just kind of being lazy. I mean, it's a beautiful day outside today. I'd like to go
Well,
out and fly and
Giggles, go out and sit next to the curb and just sit there and giggle. People will love it. Pretty soon you'll have a crowd. You need to get a little microphone. Yep.
That's funny.
But you got to stop giggling when the guys with the white suit show up.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to go for the big ride. You know what I mean?
Wait,
But you-
the guys with the white suits. Oh wait, no, wait. I don't know. The guys with the white suits.
They're mental technicians.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
The
my
guy-
God.
Straight jackets on.
Yeah. But I can see you out there, side of the road.
The neighbors calling the police.
Yeah.
There's some guy outside just laughing with a megaphone.
Yeah. And what you do is if anybody shows up and questions you, you just tell them to call your attorney, JD.
Giggles.
JD will represent him, won't he, Justin?
Yeah, it's JD Schwindel and Shyster.
Yeah, JD Swindle and Shyster.
That's funny. Teasing out of the straight jacket. That's funny.
Well, you know what? You could go out on the road and just spread your joy and love of life and just giggle your way around town, you know?
Drive around and be like, man, that looks like you're having a bad day. Let me put some laughter in your
There
life.
you go. Then you start your giggling, yep.
Yeah.
And if you had a megaphone, you could reach across the parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
see somebody slumping out there to their car, you go, hey!
Get it, buy a megaphone off Amazon. You're like,
There you go. Electronic. I got one out in the garage.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
And just tell them that Justin Stickley sent you.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it'd make a good video,
Yeah.
and especially for TikTok, Clip Top, or whatever they call it.
TikTok. Yeah. I'll just post it on YouTube or Facebook.
There you go.
Uh,
Yep. You could be a moment in time with Mr.
yeah.
Okay, well,
and you do like a 10-second clip there of people on the street. Yeah. And then you go into a store. And then you
all right,
go
I'm
to
gonna jump
McDonald's.
off.
You pull into the drive-through at McDonald's. You go. Yeah.
Funny.
I think that would work, Justin. Don't you?
Just sit outside the neighbor lady's house, the hot neighbor lady.
Yeah.
Sit outside her window. Outside her bedroom window.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, I'm gonna jump off. I gotta
Okay, everybody, you take care, and thanks for being here, AZ. We'll see all of you this evening, and until then, stay safe, stay good, and if all else fails, give them a giggle from Mr. Giggles.
Yeah. All right, Paul. We'll see you.
Okay, bye for now.